Okay. E3 is done, EA Play is done, 2019 is done for the games. What are the big announcements and what will be the implications for Planetside? Well, stay tuned. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I'm Faber1, and if you have missed this clip by Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk 2077, what have you been doing the last few days? All jokes aside, E3 is always a very important part of the year if you're into gaming. Every year they reveal new games, new IDs and even new tech, and this year it is exactly the same. However, it is also a special edition of the E3, and I will tell you today why. Earlier this year it became clear that in 2020 we will see the PlayStation 5, and in this E3 they finally revealed Project Scarlet, the new Xbox. A new generation of consoles is always important, not only for the console players, but also for the PC gamers. A new console generation always comes with better and faster hardware, and that will make new possibilities for game developers to make games more beautiful or have better FPS, of course. The current console hardware is already more than 6 years old, so it's finally time for an upgrade, and this will benefit all of us. However though, this new console release in 2020 heavily impacted this year E3. With a new console coming in 2020, this will also mean that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One will be end of life in 2020. Releasing a game on an ending platform is always risky business. If you release it right now, that means you can't profit from the better hardware in the PlayStation 5, and that might have some implications as well. Furthermore, having a game ready at the launch date of the PlayStation 5 is always very profitable. If your game is one of the launch titles of the new generation, then I guarantee people that are gonna buy the new generation and want to test out what is possible with those new games. So therefore, you might generate some extra sales as well. One of the games that's going to be one of the launch titles of the Xbox Scarlet will be Halo Infinite. I already talked a bit earlier about the Halo release of Halo Infinite, and yes, especially if you're a Planetside player, this game is a very big competitor. The Halo franchise has always been one of the most influential sci-fi titles in the whole gaming scene. It is very unlikely that this will change in the coming future, because Microsoft really ended very strong by showing their Halo trailer. However, truth to be told, not all games are delaying their release. There is one game that still will be launching also in 2020 though, but on the current console generation. This game was also part of the Microsoft show, and I think it really stole the hearts of many gamers. I'm talking of course about Cyberpunk 2077. The developer, CD Projekt Red, has a very good reputation among the gamers thanks to games like The Witcher. By involving Hollywood actors like Keanu Reeves in their game, they really are the most promising game of 2020 so far. I also think we can make a nice comparison between this game and GTA 5. Both games have been and will be released on the end of a generation of consoles. These games really show the full potential of the old console by utilizing all the resources available. And of course, I'm calling it right now, there will be a re-release of Cyberpunk 2077 on the PlayStation 5, probably in 2021. Anyway, while Cyberpunk 2077 is looking very promising, I am not really that stoked for it. In the end, Cyberpunk 2077 will be mainly a single player game, and I do enjoy my single player games, but I'm still here for that PvP combat mainly. As far as I'm aware of, they haven't really showed any good PvP games at EA Play or E3. What they did show at EA Play was a new Star Wars game, Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, but again, that's also mainly a PvE game. Having said that though, EA is a very big company and they've got multiple games. For example, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is getting a big update in 2019. I personally think that the hype train has already left the Star Wars Battlefront station, but we will see, maybe they will have like a little revival. Furthermore, from the studio that is also developing right now the new Jedi game, Respawn Entertainment, they also showed a new season for Apex Legends. Yes, the Battle Royale game that surprised everyone. Again, I kinda have the feeling that Apex Legends lost their momentum. Like with H1Z1, Respawn Entertainment was just not ready for such a big hype, such a big popularity spike for this game, and they couldn't keep up with more patches, more updates, more game modes. For example, Apex Legends could really use a solo mode or duo mode. But well, of course, Apex Legends is not the only Battle Royale game at E3. I don't think anyone has been asking for this, but even Fallout 76 has got their own Battle Royale mode right now, and yes, it's available right now. I don't really see how the Battle Royale part fits well with the role-playing game like Fallout 76, but in defense of Bethesda, well actually this Battle Royale mode is well thought out, the PvE elements are cool, weapons look cool, and in general, for a free update, why not? But okay, I kind of started to come to a conclusion that nothing cool is releasing in 2019 like PvP wise, and what is out there will get an update, but for me personally it won't really change much. I do want to add one thing though, and it's still a bit vague, but they are working on the Master Chief Collection from Halo to bring it to PC. It is still one big question mark when these games will release, but what we know so far is that Halo Reach is kinda ready, it was playable at the E3, and what we also do know is that the prices are already available. Most of the Halo games will cost you $10, except though Halo 3 ODST, which is only like a storyline, that one will cost you only $5. Microsoft clearly stated that they will release the games when they are ready, and there is a beta session starting soon, but I don't think that the games from the Master Chief Collection will be releasing before the launch of Planetside Arena. But to continue on the E3, I think for us PC gamers, there was actually one more way important thing, and that was the reveal of new AMD CPUs. With the spaghetti code of the full-slot engine, the engine for example H1Z1, but also Planetside most importantly, it is just very clear that the raw processor power of the Intel CPUs is just very beneficial in the performance of the game. However, if you want to game on the cheap, AMD is often the answer. Finally, CPUs from the 7nm architecture are arriving as consumers. Especially with AMD CPUs, that means that the IPC has been improved a lot, and that means that your cores will almost be as efficient as the Intel ones. The Ryzen 2 generation just seems very good and very powerful for us PC gamers, so that might also be interesting for you if you're wanting to build a new PC. What AMD revealed at this E3 presentation is their latest and greatest 16-core consumer CPU. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the AMD Ryzen 9 3850X. With a core boost of 4.7 GHz on default, well, I think you will have no struggles running Planetside 2. My only hope is that more games will start to look into utilizing more CPU cores in the future, including Planetside 2. Moreover, while we are talking about the Ryzen architecture, they will also start to use Ryzen 2 in the new console generation. What we know so far is that Daybreak Games wants to release Planetside Arena on the PlayStation 4, but no word so far about PlayStation 5 or maybe even Xbox. What is also a point to mention about this is that Daybreak Games was not there at the E3. I was silently hoping for them to be at the PC Gamer Show, because often actually you see little pearls of games at the PC Gamer Show, but this year the PC Gamer Show was mostly hosted by Epic Games, so therefore it was only filled with Epic Store exclusives. As far as I know, Planetside Arena will still be releasing on the Steam store, but we will see. As my final thoughts, I just want to conclude that the E3 was kinda disappointing. Yes, we heard some more about Cyberpunk, yes we saw some gameplay from Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order, and yes there were some little surprises here and there, for example with the AMD CPU. But overall, no, I'm not really hyped for anything. Most of these games are releasing in 2020, and for me personally that's just too far away. The only thing that got me a little bit hyped is Age of Empires 2, the Definitive Edition, but that's a completely different story. It is important to remember though that the E3 is not the game show for all the games, nor is EA Play. For example, Blizzard Activision does their own game show, and they revealed, or they announced at least, their Modern Warfare game coming later this year. After buying Call of Duty Black Ops 4, I was still kind of disappointed with the game, but the trailer, the Modern Warfare trailer with Captain Soap again, looked really promising. Modern Warfare will be a game releasing in 2019 in October. Like many games, just in time for the holiday season. But hey Faber, you don't really do those Call of Duty videos anymore. You mainly focus on Planetside, and again, you were talking about the implications for Planetside, so what is really happening over there? Well guys, of course in 2019 what we'll be getting is Usher, but I don't know if that will make any difference for Planetside 2. What I do know though is that we will have a new game in this summer, 2019. After the release of Apex Legends, and with games coming like Battlefield 5 with their Battle Royale and games like Anthem came, I thought there would be no space for the game like Planetside Arena for a short while. The future according to many looked very grey. People now are kind of done with Apex Legends, still waiting for Halo, and there is this gap, this little gap which actually is very strange in the gaming scene. People are right now playing a lot of Path of Exile, for example, a very different game, but also because it's different, they give it a shot. There is this hunger for new and good games, and I know one thing, and that is that Planetside has very decent gunplay, very satisfying gunplay, and there is one problem with Planetside 2, and that is that, according to many, it's too complex. It's too complex to the modern day gamer. Planetside Arena though is offering more from the same, however with more quick and dirty gameplay. There will be no need to set up a Sunday, there will be no need to create your own fights. No, there will be modes like Team Deathmatch, there will be a simple mode like Battle Royale, there will be modes like Capture the Flag, and that will just make gameplay a lot easier. Easier to understand and easier to play. I will probably elaborate on this in the coming future in a new video. So if you want to stay up to date with these videos, then please press that big red subscribe button down below. Anyway guys, that is me, that is Fable1, and I will see you soon with some more content.